back in the day. No tribe, Aseda. And these were the people who actually started this whole crusade. All this revolution in this gospel industry. My brother Sammy Flex, Charlie, kudos.
Thank you.
Why have you? Why not to be celebrate you?
I think it is too early for me to call for celebration. Maybe I need to add some 1 or 2 more decades to it before I start calling for celebration. But for now, let us keep serving. That is our calling, is to serve the people. So sometimes we bring the people, they become bigger. Sometimes they even forget about what you did for them. But to me, I don't even remember. I don't even think about those days. I just keep on pushing because to me, I know that is my calling, that is my service. I do it, and that is all. Wow.
Sammy?
Yes, boss.
Now, to the substantive point. We were here and we heard you out of the country.
Yeah.
Now, we want you to share your experience with us. This evening, people are tuning and they are listening to you. People are terrified. I can tell you on authority that people are terrified. Now, even when you are speaking to somebody you don't trust, you are not even sure exactly who you are talking to and what's going to happen next after speaking to this cameraman. People are so terrified that they can't even cross their front road. We are all locked up in our various rooms. You went out of this country at a time when the thing was picking up.
That's true.
We want to understand your story. You came back and you've been through a lot. Today you are out, just like the way Christ is risen.
That's true.
So take us through your story. What took you to the UK in the first place?
Well, Frank, I still want to encourage people that no one should be terrified. We are just in abnormal times. But I just want to believe if you take good care of yourself, you are not going to encounter any problem. And again, the fact that someone would test positive does not also mean that the person has signed his death warrant or her death warrant. There is still hope for you, even if you test positive. For traveling outside Ghana, it is a usual duty. It is something I have been doing almost every year. If I'm trying to be very economical with the numbers, I'm sure I go out of town about 4 times or sometimes more in every year. So this year, my UK trip happened to be my first for 2020. And like you said, whilst I was leaving, that was when the COVID-19 cases had started from China. And we only thought it was going to be in China because sometimes it happens. You hear a certain plague somewhere and it will not come to your continent or even your country. So we thought that it was going to be something like that. So while I was there, it started coming and we heard that, oh, now US, now UK, blah, 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 blah. In fact, that was when the whole issues of Corona started hurting all of us, started putting fear in us. So I started following 1 or 2 stories here in Ghana. I think I was in London when the first cases in Ghana started. So you wake up, you go online to read some 1 or 2 stories and oh, Ghana has recorded 5. Ghana has recorded 13. Ghana has recorded blah, blah,
and you
blah.
were still there?
I was still there.
And you're reading on the internet?
I was reading. In fact, I was alarmed at a point that, hey, if Ghana is really recording, then it means that what every country is facing, we are likely to face it as well. So I think it was the 3rd announcement or the 2nd announcement from the president. I was supposed to come to Ghana on 22nd March. That was my ticket date. So when I heard the president was about to address the nation, I think it was on 20th or so, we were all waiting for what was going to be done. In fact, even before then, my people, Alodi and Co, they kept telling me that, I mean, the way things are going and the world over, the COVID-19 is spreading, if you are not careful, you might lock up or you might be locked up here in London. I said, oh, but I can't change the date because if I have to change the date, I was still going to put in some pounds. At that time, those who wanted to change their date, I remember
it was going to cost you a lot, right?
Money that I was not ready to spend.
So you traded your life for the pound?
I did not trade my life for the pounds. I had my date. In fact, originally, I wanted to spend 2 weeks outside. That was the time I wanted to spend outside. So I was just waiting to clear the days that I planned to spend there, and that was going to be it. That was all. But then, like I said, issues were coming up here and there. Hey, Ghana here, today this, today that. I was even there when the first announcement of partial lockdown or something like that.
In Ghana.
Yes, it started coming up. Then people started, hey, Ghana is likely to be locked down and all that. So the information came that those who will be coming to Ghana from 21st and 22nd March, they are going to go through mandatory quarantine. And that was when I knew that, okay, I am going to be in that list. And again, the 22nd day, that was when my flight was coming in last. I came with British Airways.
The very day.
The very day we closed our ports.
Borders.
Yes.
That was the day you landed in Ghana.
That was the day I landed in Ghana. So we landed around 8 p.m. and we closed the ports, I think, 12 midnight or something like that. So I knew that I was coming to face this. Even whilst we were going through the immigration and ticketing process in Heathrow, they were giving us the announcement when we sat in the plane. Same way, the captain gave us announcement as well that this is what we are likely to face when we come to Ghana. The government of Ghana says those who are coming in from 22nd and from 21st and 22nd, they will go through mandatory quarantine. So I was aware. But Frank, initially I thought when I come to town, Charlie, after all in Ghana, my name is Sammy Flex.
Yeah.
You get to the airport and no, not a big boss per se. No, not a big boss per se. But I know you get to airport and you see one guy or one lady. Oh, Sammy, what's up? Sammy, what's up? So I thought, oh, when I am able to meet some of these, when I'm able to meet some of these WhatsApps, I'll see if I can able to maneuver my way out. But Charlie, I got to Kotoka International Airport and everywhere was tight. There was just one route for everybody. Just one route. You come, you go through immigration process, you go for your bag, you sit somewhere, we lead you guys into a bus, and the bus will also drive you to where you were going to spend your 14 days. It was just so close that you couldn't go anywhere because police officers here and there, military people here and there, wielding guns, and you don't want to play any buffoon. You didn't want to do that because you don't know when you don't know when a bullet will let's go loose. You know, you had to just surrender. So it was like that throughout, and we were all ushered into our hotels. I went to Accra City Hotel, and I think I checked into my room around 1 a.m. or so on a Monday because we arrived on Sunday. It was Sunday evening, and I checked into my hotel room around 1 a.m. or something like that. In fact, the first day, Frank, I could not sleep because I did not believe that, really, Sammy Flex, I'm in Ghana and I cannot turn myself, like I'm so locked up somewhere. People are leading me. People are now controlling my movement and my path in Ghana. Like, it was so unbelievable. So that night, if I tell you that I closed my eyes, I'm going to tell you lies. I was just turning in beds. I had 2 beautiful beds in the room. I would just sleep on this for a while, move here, sleep a little bit. Before I knew there was daylight again. I said, hey, wow. So is this how the 14 days is going to be like? But then I realized that it was just the early days. I realized it was just the early days. So after some 2-3 days, when they came for our first test, we did 2 tests throughout the waiting days. So when they came for our first test, then I started calming down a little bit. I knew that, okay, after the results, all things being equal, if only I test negative, I might be allowed to go home. Okay,
so hold on. When you go to the airport, we want the story from the airport and travelers to where they took you. Now, what did you tell them? What did they ask you at the airport? And then upon that, where did they take you to?
The airport, they did not talk to anybody individually. It was just a general information to all of us. Like I said, even before we came to Ghana, that information had been repeated in the plane several times, that the government of Ghana is saying that those who are coming in, they are going to go through mandatory quarantine for 14 days. So it wasn't new. When we arrived at the airport too, same way, there were continuous announcements that this is what is going to happen. So it was not as if we had separate chats with you and you tell them something. No, The only thing they did was when we arrived at the airport once again, they checked our temperature. They gave us some health forms to fill, whether you were experiencing this, that, which I checked no for all of them because I was not coughing, I was not experiencing temperature, headache, or anything like that. So you just check all those things. They check your temperature, you go for your bag, and you wait for it. So there wasn't any communication with anybody. All that they will tell you is, please wait here, British Airways passengers, your bus will come to pick you away. So you just have to sit down, wait for your bus to pick you away. We were just following the process. Obey before complaints, kind of, because there were security people doing that job. You were not going to talk to anybody.
So where were you taken to?
Accra City Hotel.
Accra City Hotel, former Novotel.
Yeah.
Here in Accra.
Sure, man.
I hear you in the company of your brother, Dada Hafko.
In fact, Hafko has been my partner since we went to London and we came back. Okay. Because my going, I planned with him. We had a show in London, that is Milton Keynes. We were supposed to play a show there with Dada Hafko. But once again, because of the COVID-19 and its issues, we could not play the show. The show was cancelled. So for Dada Hafko, in fact, throughout this trip, we had so many things in common. We came together in the same flight, slept in the same hotel, released on the same day, almost everything together.
At Accra City Hotel, how many of you, how many people did you join to go to Accra City Hotel? Was it just you and Dada Hafko, or you had some other people who had suspected cases, just like it was meted out to you at the airport? Were you in a league of people?
When we arrived, I think about 4 or 5 buses took us to Accra City Hotel.
4 or 5 buses?
Yes. Whoa. In my bus alone, we were 25 in my bus because they were experiencing the physical distancing, not social distancing, physical distancing.
So you had to experiment it there, right?
Exactly.
There in
So in our bus, though it was a long bus, the army bus, we were just 25 in the bus. We were driven to Accra City Hotel, and after the test day, we started seeing ambulances all over. Sometimes you wake up and you see ambulances like 15 packed at the car park, and you would ask yourself,
at the hotel.
At the hotel. So at that time, we had not been told that, okay, Sammy, you tested negative or positive. So Frank, as a matter of fact, if I wake up and I peep through the windows and I see the ambulances, my heart will be beating. Boom, 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 boom.
Are they coming for me?
Sammy Flex, what is my position? It was not as if are they coming for me. You're like, what is my position? What is my position?
No, when they took your, how did they do the test?
It is something like a straw-like object.
Okay.
You know, straw, the one we used to drink. Yeah. It's something like a straw-like object, but very slim. Yeah. I think it has some kind of a cotton on it. Yeah. So they put it under your throat or your nose. These were the 2 places. They will put it under your throat. They will collect some samples from there, and they will put it in their tube.
And they take it away.
And they will take it away.
And they will tell you they will come back when?
We asked them when the results will come, and the first day they did it, they told us it would take 24 hours. But then it was on Tuesday, and even as of Friday, we had not heard anything, whether we were positive or we were negative. But then you wake up and you read the news, and you hear that, oh, those who came from abroad, after the mass testing of these people, 70 of them tested positive.
And
meanwhile, those whose samples were taken, they didn't have information of their results. In fact, I was not the only one who was terrified within that moment. Almost everybody, including my brother, that Afko. So every morning, when I see the ambulances, I'll call him Afko. Frank, the moment I hear, woo, then I'll get up to check my window.
Then you call him.
Afko, then people come on. Now, of course, tell me, oh, Sammy, but do you think all these ambulances are coming to pick people? Say, but what are they coming to do as well? He sees this place to be like an assembling point where they will come and distribute. They are not coming to do any assembly or anything. They are coming to take people. Initially, they came. I think the Wednesday or so, they came in their numbers like that, and they did not pick anybody. So that was when Hafko was trying to win that. Oh, you see, I told you maybe they came to pick some
Samples
PPs
or
or something, because they'll come, they'll gather within some time, they'll go. So the first one, they came, they did not pick anybody, but I think from the subsequent days when they came, Charlie, before you know, someone is pushing his bags or her bags into the ambulances, and at that time, like I'm telling you, you've not been told what was wrong with you, whether you were positive or you were negative.
Yeah.
So it was terrifying at that time. Let me be very honest, because when you see the ambulances and you see that people are going, it was also obvious that when the people come, they take a longer time to pack. So I was asking that, Havko, the way they come and they take a longer time to pack, it looks like they'll come and just knock at your door and tell you, Charlie, this is your position, so pack and let's go. So at that time, I was not expecting any knock at my door.
So the least right.
No. Even when they are bringing the food and I hear, I go, what's up? I'm going, oh, your breakfast. Okay, better. If it is breakfast, come. If it is any other thing, take your time.
Okay,
before.
so let's talk about your experience at Accra City Hotel. This is just to reveal what is behind this quarantine thing that you people are not taking it serious. Now listen to this side of the story. Now at the Accra City Hotel, when you wake up in the morning, what happens?
Okay. We were given so many rules that you could not even go to another person's room.
You can't go to the next door.
No, not at all. You were not even supposed to be seen together. As much as you guys were part of the quarantine people, you were not supposed to be seen together. There was a place around the hotel had a pool where you could go do some 10-minute walk. Even with that, you were not supposed to do it at the time someone was there.
So it's scheduled.
It's scheduled.
Wow.
So if you come down and someone is there, they will just tell you, please go back to your room. If the person leaves, they will invite you to also come through to do it. So it was living in, I don't know whether I should call it the big brother kind of thing, but even the big brother kind of thing, you were living with people.
Oh, there were people there.
And that's what I want. That's what I want to say. You were living with people. You had enough space to maneuver.
Yeah.
You had so many places to go to.
There were sporting activities.
Exactly.
Play,
in our
games.
case, you had your TV.
Yeah.
You had your fridge.
And your bed.
Your 2 beds. And that was the only thing. And your food. Your constant food.
Constant food.
Oh, for that one,
You're
I
being
think
supplied with food.
for that one, I'll give it to the people who handled us. Accra City Hotel, big ups to them any day. In fact, I've said to myself that when everything is said and done, I'll go for that room again. I'll have one night, just go for that room and sleep there.
Why?
I just want to reminisce the experience again. Yes, I just want to go there and reminisce that experience again. There was another day I came here, I was under a bondage. This time around, I'm here and I'm free.
You are free.
And I remember my room number very well.
What's your room number?
Room 305.
305.
Yeah, 305.
City Hotel.
In fact, I'll go there again. I've
Sammy
said it.
Flex.
Yeah.
Room 305.
I think they need to name that room after me.
Now, were the people not afraid getting into contact with you when they come to feed you?
Oh yes, they were cautious. Initially, I'm sure the process of even giving the food to us was a little bit animalistic.
Animalistic?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
They will come, leave the food at your door, like we feed maybe dogs or some wild animals. You know, those who feed wild animals, they don't present the food to them, like those who feed lions at the zoo. Okay. They have some maybe first barricade, next one. So they open the first one, put the food there, then they'll close it, open the second one for the animal to come for the meat. Okay. That is how they feed them at the zoo. So it was something like that initially. I think the first 2 or 3 days, the only thing you hear is a knock at your door. You come and your food is on the floor. You pick it and you go inside. Personally, I was not enjoying talking. I was not ready to complain to anybody. So even when they come, whether I'm happy or I'm not happy, I just take it there. I was minding my business. As a matter of fact, I was not talking to anybody. But then, after some time, I'm sure some people started complaining. So it got to a point that when they come, they will knock at your door. When you come, then they hand over your food to you. But even, they always come fully covered.
Fully covered?
Those who were serving us, they always come fully covered. They have gloves on, they have face mask on. In fact, fully covered. Not too much talking. They were not even allowed to come to your room to do
check
any
how are you doing
any
or
cleaning.
something.
No, they were polite. In fact, for the hotel staff, let me still say again, they were polite. They will ask, "Oh, boss, are you okay?" Those who wanted to engage them, they even gave them some assurances. Some people wanted to engage them. But like I said, I was not ready. I was not ready for any discussion. Some people, I think my next door, for instance, she would come and she would be talking to them. And she'll be talking with them. But me, I was not ready for anything. You bring me my food, I go in, I eat. Sometimes I would be there about 4 days and I have not even stepped out. Yes.
4 days.
Yes, sometimes
and
4 days.
In the front space.
No, so something was happening to my hotel room door. You know, the hotel room door is like that. Maybe after some days, if you don't activate your card, when you come out, the card will not function. So because I was staying in the room for so many days without coming out, almost any day I would come out, my card would not function. I would have to go for a renewed card. Yes. So
your freedom was virtually taken away from you.
Yeah. But after 3 days, I said to myself that, bro, this is the situation, especially when news came that even when you test negative after the first test, you are still going to be there for 14 days. I said, okay, then let me close my mind. I just put my gadgets together, my camera, my microphone, and my lights. I started recording for my Sammy Flex TV YouTube channel. That was when I started enjoying life once again. So I'll just read around, and what I want to pass commentary on, I'll just pass commentary on. I put it out. I realized people were even enjoying it because they loved the fact that this guy is more or less like Arnold will call luxury prison, but he's not limited himself. He's still working. Like in a day, I was doing about 2 videos each day on my YouTube channel. So that was when. So at a point, I said to myself, "Charlie, be here and work. After all, you have internet, you have food, you could call anybody. You are in Ghana. It is not that strange like that. In fact, if you needed anything, somebody could bring it to you. But you not even be given the chance to talk to the person, you not meet the person." So at a point, I felt okay. But then the problem was after your test, your results. Because like I said, the first test was done. It took about 4 days or 5 days before we got to know the results. Same way, the second test was done. After the second test, again, we heard in the news that, some of them who tested negative at first had tested positive after the second test. Once again, you were not told whether the following day, the ambulances will come again.
Will come again. now, listen to this, Sammy. So you were cut off from your family.
Yes.
You were cut off from your friends. Back in the day, if you're brochure bar, when you get to Ghana, everybody want to see you. Sammy, I didn't know the buy. Especially your closest people, your family.
I know.
Your wife and your children.
I know.
What was the experience?
The moment I touched down, I called my wife. I told her that, okay, I've touched down. I'm now at Kotoka. But from the look of things, it looks as if the mandatory quarantine is going to be real. The moment I saw those things, because when I was coming, they asked me whether they should bring a car to the airport. I said no, they shouldn't bring a car. Because I had spoken to Camido's manager, that is George Britton, who had confirmed to me that when Camido came on 21st with KLM, they were also taken to M Plaza Hotel. So I knew, okay, it was going to be something like that, or maybe I might be lucky, or we might be lucky. So I told them no, they shouldn't bring any car. But if I get there and I'm able to sneak out, of course, getting a car too. So it's not going to be difficult at all. Any taxi at all. I can even call friends around. Charlie, at the airport, they'll go and pick me. Someone will pick me and I'll go home. But when I realized it was going to be real, I told my wife that, okay, you guys, this is how it is going to be like. So you can sleep. The next day, we will talk. So the next day, I told them that was the situation. We were kept there. They asked me what I needed. And
so
it
your children, your children, how were they able to engage with you?
I was talking to them on the phone often.
Oh.
Yeah.
You actually celebrated your birthday during the mandatory quarantine at Accra City Hotel.
Yes, I did.
How was it like?
I only ordered a cake for my children because I knew that I was not going to be part of the celebration.
I don't get it.
Yes, I ordered a cake, I think from that cake joint at the airport. What is it called?
You ordered a cake?
Yes.
For your children?
Yes.
To celebrate for you?
Yes, because to them, they know it is daddy's birthday. And for my children, one thing they want to see with birthdays is cake. If they see a cake, then they know that this is a proper birthday. So when I knew that, okay, there's no way I could be with them, there was no way I could do anything for them, I just sent money around. Big ups to Gina at Xylophone Media. She ordered some cake and we sent it to them. They ate and they were happy after all.
There was no question, but why is daddy?
No, they knew.
Boy?
They knew I was out of the country. They knew I was out of the country. To them, they knew I had traveled to London. So that was still the knowledge they had. But I think when I came to Ghana, they also heard something like, Daddy is back. Daddy is at the hospital. They were still not sure what was happening. So anytime I talk to them, Daddy, when are you coming? They will say, Daddy, come tomorrow. Then I also tell them a lie. Yes, tomorrow I'll come. Tomorrow I'll come. So tomorrow I'll come.
Postponing the tomorrow.
No, you just tell them tomorrow you come so that they will be okay.
Now, your friends, industry folks, was there any issue of you being stigmatized by any of your people?
Oh, I'm not sure. I would say I have been stigmatized by anybody because you couldn't even come there. Even if you come there, you wouldn't meet me. I'm sure I would say good evening and say thank you to George Quay. George Quay is one guy that I'll single out among my folks, the industry people, who was constantly checking on me. I don't know why. I don't know why. George Quay would just wake up and ask me, Charlie, do you need something? Should I bring you something? I say, George, George might not be my immediate friend like that. No, he's a friend, but he might not be my immediate friend like that. But almost every day, I think throughout the first week, he would always ask me, do you need something? Is there something I can let some delivery guy bring you something? I say, oh no, I'm okay. I'm in touch with the house, so the house is sorting out. I was in touch with friends. Sometimes I even checked on some of them because I realized that it looks as if everybody is down. So sometimes I will ask them, Charlie guys, are you okay? Because I knew I was okay.
So you were fine. I mean, your colleagues, everybody, there was nothing like that. But you were reading comments on social media. Which comment actually got into you most? Got your attention and was a form of a displeasure to you? Did you see anything like that?
Comments about me?
You having contracted the virus, and you didn't hear anything like that?
Oh, no. I'm not sure when we came, someone put out any information that we had contracted the virus or something like that. No. When we came, there wasn't any information like that. Rather, I remember discussions came through when a certain science student who didn't want to stay in his room for 4 days but needed sunshine, when he came out and he started fighting. That was when it started. So I started reading people's comments. I said, no, it is not about food. I'm not sure those who were there, if someone had been able to buy a ticket over 5,000 cedis to travel and he's back, are you sure the person cannot feed himself? No, anybody at all can eat. So when those comments were rather funny to me, I was just asking myself, you don't know why is going on here. If you know, you will not be putting out those statements. That was the only thing, because I knew it wasn't about me. But anytime they write attacking the guy, I did not watch that video. I did not know the guy's behavior. But then, seriously, if you were among us and sometimes you see the way treatment was meted out to us, you might not be happy. Because sometimes you even want to come down. The moment you come out of the lift, a soldier man or a policeman will meet you with gun. Hey, go back. Please, stay there. Like that kind of thing, like an armed robber, you know. So if you are not careful, if you are not patient enough, you would start talking. But me, like I said, I was not ready for any other thing. Because I said, in fact, I told that Hafko something. A point that Hafko got angry. He wanted to put stuff on Facebook. He wanted to do this and that. I said, Hafko, we are in Ghana. Make no mistake to do anything like you are angry. Someone can come and tell you you've tested positive just because of an action you took. No, I told him this. Yes, Dahafko, yes, I know you are not happy, but then take your time in displaying your displeasure. Because if you are not careful, someone will just decide out of that thing, just punish you. We are in Ghana. To me, Ghana, I know everything is possible in Ghana. Me, I know Ghana, everything is possible because I'm old enough. I've seen a lot. You understand? So when it comes to Ghana, I don't joke with some things.
So you're very cautious.
Yeah, I'm very cautious. I just wanted to be there like I was not there. So sometimes when I come out and the BNI guys, when they are able to spot, oh, Sammy Flex, oh, you there, yes, I say, yeah, boss, I there, oh, there.
Then you sneak inside.
I sneak inside. Yeah. I'll just go back to my room. Because, you know, you start talking, maybe you feel that you want some people to look bad. They rather make you look bad to just silence you. Okay. So I was trying to be careful. I don't want to talk much.
Okay, but tell me honestly, after you stayed for additional 14 days, tell me honestly, what was going through your mind at that time? Your result has not been presented to you. You have no idea whether you've contracted the virus or not. What was going through your mind at that time? And what was your questions to God?
In fact, I think I was just uncertain with life, because I want to see this virus and the way it spreads as something that you cannot understand. I always do a comparison with HIV/AIDS. HIV/AIDS, they will tell you that if you have sex with someone and you don't protect yourself and the person has HIV, you would get it. You go to the barbering shop, blade, blah, 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 you get it. You use someone's, anytime there is blood exchange, you're also likely to get HIV/AIDS. So if you know you've not done any of these things, they can even throw you in the air and test you. You don't mind. But in our situation, we sat in the aeroplane for 6 hours with people from different backgrounds, different countries. The person who sat next to you, you didn't know who he was. Whether he had it or not, you don't know. Throughout the period, you couldn't say that someone did not cough for 6 hours. Someone did not sneeze for 6 hours.
Someone did not talk.
The same toilet, we all used it.
Everywhere.
Though I had my hand sanitizers and all those things on, you still could not be sure. So when the results were delaying, that was when I started thinking, okay, I've gone through all this. So even if it comes and it is positive, why are you even going to look at where you picked it? Who are you going to blame? When we came same way in the car, for instance, that happened yesterday. I was listening to him on Peace FM when he said there was one lady. In fact, when we sat in the bus, I sat in front of Dada Hafko at the very back seat. A lady who was sitting at the extreme end of Dada Hafko, she tested positive, and when we got down, Hafko held her bag for her. Yes, Hafko helped her with her bag because I think she had so many bags on her.
And you also got contact with Hafko?
Yes. So I said that, Charlie. No, anything was just possible. So you just have to believe in yourself and just hope that you've not played foul. That was where we were living, the hotel we were living. The same lift, that was what we were all using. If you mistakenly go there, you press your floor number 3, Gene, 3, Gene, 3, Gene. Even if every day you go out, you press 3 Gene like 2 times. It is still the fingers you're going to use to press. If someone had used it and the person is infected, what would you do? So the issues were just plenty. So when they test you and the results have not been delivered to you, you feel some way.
In all this, did you ask God some questions?
Oh no. 10,000 people are dead.
Yeah.
More are dying. If you alone die, why should you ask God any question? China, those who are dying, did they ask God? Are you saying God sees you like a different person more than they are? No. I always say that if someone goes to the beach and the person plays the buffoon and he's being taken by the sea, we should not cry much. Because the sea can take the whole world. The whole world. So if you take just one mere person who is even smaller than the whale, you've not done anything. You just have to be smart. You just have to be wise. You just have to be sensible. So I was just telling myself that, okay, this is the situation. Thousands have gotten the virus. Some of them have recovered. So even if you test positive, that is not the end of your life. Even if you test positive, that is not the end of your life. If we are in Africa, I still believe in what we have. come out and fight the sickness, even if you test positive.
There are a lot of interventions that government have put in place right after when it started, and the president spoke about it. To you, as an industry person, are you satisfied with the various interventions put together for the country with regards to this very pandemic?
Yes, I think I'm very impressed, very much impressed with what Akufo-Addo's government is doing for COVID-19, because we know powerful countries who have resources than we have here in Ghana, they are not even taking things coolly. They are not taking things easily at all. So if a country like Ghana, if we have been able to contain the situation as it stands, I think the last time I checked we were at 404, 408. Yeah, I think they are still doing it well. The approach so far, so very good. We only have to be disciplined. We only have to listen to the others. We only have to listen to what they are telling us. So if they are saying don't go here, please just don't go. And Frank, let me add this. Yesterday I spoke with a nurse, and I've even shared this on my YouTube channel as well. The nurse tells me some people even don't believe the COVID-19 is real, all because just as we are seeing from the international media, where we see maybe CNN will go to a hospital, Sky TV, BBC will go to a hospital and bring out videos, photos of patients of COVID-19 out on TV.